wanted to share my personal insight, which I don't usually get real personal about my intentions in these circles, but I wanted to share this particular one just as an example of something to perhaps take a look at as you're setting your new moon intention around this Virgo new moon. So a lot of times the intentions can be big and sweeping. You know, we can have a big sweeping intention, I want to be, stronger, or I want to call in love, or I want to call in more money, or call in a new job. And we don't get real specific, but we put out a big and sweeping intention. And you know what? That is great. And that is totally fine and wonderful if that's what you feel in your heart that you're called to. But what I wanted to share for this evening is the idea of perhaps going a little deeper and maybe giving it a try to be a little more specific with your intention. And perhaps pulling out your moon journal. We've talked about having a moon journal that we have for these moon circles. Every couple of weeks you're writing in this moon journal, and you will find very quickly over the coming months, if you write even every couple of weeks in there, that 6 months in, you start looking back, you're like, wow, a lot has changed if you set those intentions. In my meditation this morning, I was kind of meditating on my new moon intention around the Virgo new moon, and I kind of was feeling into my energy, feeling into my heart, and I tapped into something interesting that I perhaps really hadn't noticed. I visualize my heart as being full of love. I'm one of those people that is kind of, at times, an idealist to a fault, but I try to take the positive aspects of it and see the bright side of things for the most part. And I feel like my heart is full of love. It's overflowing out the front. But what I saw in my meditation was that in the back, in the kind of deep caverns in the back of my heart, there was still a little bit of fear hanging out in there. And so I took a little closer look at that, and I was like, interesting, very interesting. It was fear of, perhaps from old wounds, old relationships, fear of being left behind, fear of abandonment, fear of that big love that's in the front. Sometimes we have little fears in the back that cause us to sabotage great things like that big love in the front. Fear of being hurt, fear of putting yourself out there, for fear of not being understood. And so I took a look at that fear, and it occurred to me the thought, you have to see it to heal it. You have to see it to heal it. You have to see it to heal it. And by taking a look at it and shining the light, even the somewhat dim light of the new moon, which isn't a super bright light, but if you can illuminate what's in there, maybe that little bit of fear hanging out, maybe it's in your heart, maybe it's somewhere else in your body. But as we drop in and meditate on our new moon intentions for tonight, maybe take a look around on the inside, in your mind, in your heart, maybe in your third chakra, your seat of your strength. Is there a little bit of fear hanging out there, holding you back from your strength, your courage, your confidence? Is there something holding you back from your beliefs, and are there limiting beliefs in there? Can we shine a light on what aspects might be hanging out that we can let go of this evening? Because what I realize is that if I can let go of that fear, and by seeing it, I can heal it. If I can let go of that, then it makes room for me to really fill up completely fill the heart with love.